Okay, so hello everyone. So in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and and find so here is the question. Given that tan theta is equal to -3/4 and theta is in quadrant 2, find the following: sine of 2 theta, cosine of 2 theta, and tangent of 2 theta. So basically, we have to find the double angle identities for these, and there are specific formulas that go along with this, okay? So sine of 2 theta is actually 2 sine theta cosine theta, okay? Cosine of 2 theta is two things. So number one, it's cosine, well actually, it's three things: cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. You can simplify that. So cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta can be simplified as, so if we use the Pythagorean identity, cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1, we can say that by subtracting sine squared theta on both sides, cosine squared theta equals 1 minus sine squared theta, right? So then you're going to say, well, that means that, let's see, so for cosine squared theta, we're going to go ahead and put this formula in there. So we're going to say 1 minus sine squared theta minus sine squared theta. This is equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared theta, right? So that's one of the things it turns into. So number 2 is going to be 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. But also, there's a third one that you want to do. You can also do, and like I said, guys, it really doesn't matter which one you use. I just want to show you guys really quick what it is. So basically, let's see, so sine squared theta, that means if we do the opposite, so if we write cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1, we can subtract cosine squared theta to solve for sine squared theta. So we have sine squared theta equals 1 minus cosine squared theta. That means that we're going to have cosine squared theta minus the quantity 1 minus cosine squared theta, right? So it's going to be cosine squared theta minus 1 plus cosine squared theta. So this is going to be 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. This also is another one. So basically, number 3, it turns into 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. You can use any one of those. Actually, you can use either number 2 or number 3 as the formula for that. Tan of 2 theta, I believe, is going to be, I always forget this one. This one is 2 tan theta, or is it? It's 2 tan theta, I think, over, oh, I forgot what it was. I think it was, sorry guys, let me look it up really quick. Okay guys, so it's going to be 2 tan theta over 1 minus tan squared theta, I believe is what it was. Yeah, so over 1 minus tan squared theta. So that's what that one is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and actually use this to our advantage. to find sine of 2 theta, cosine of 2 theta, and tan of 2 theta. Now, one of the things that we have to know is that, so for tan of theta, so basically it says that theta is in quadrant 2, right? So this is quadrant 2. The way I know that is because if you form a big C like this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, you go all around like this, and then quadrant 4, right? So then, sorry guys, give me a second. So then, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and grab, so, for sine theta, so let's see, for tan theta, so to find sine theta, you have to find, so basically the angle is gonna be right here. It's gonna be right here, and, let's see here. Not sure exactly how to draw it. If I draw it like this, maybe. And it's saying that it's saying that theta is in quadrant 2, and that tan theta is opposite over adjacent. So it's gonna be, so really it's gonna be equal to, actually let me do it this way. So it's gonna be, here's theta, it's gonna be -3 opposite, and then 4 is right here. So to find our C value, or hypotenuse, we need to do Pythagorean Theorem. So it's going to be -3 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared, right? So then we do 9 plus 16 equals 25. So then we do, I'm sorry, 9 plus 16 equals C squared, and then we do 25 equals C squared. So C is going to be equal to, I believe it's going to be negative, since it is in the, I think it's going to be -5. I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, I think it is going to be negative. At the end of the day, I'm not sure if, because I know it's -3/4, but I have no idea if it's negative. I do believe it's negative though. Let's see, so, give me a second, guys. Actually, guys, I think it's going to be positive, so it's going to be C equals 25, or C equals 5, excuse me. So, I'm going to do, because I think it's sine theta, which is y, is positive, cosine theta is negative, and then tan theta is negative. Yes. So basically, we're given that sine theta is, or I'm sorry, tan theta is -3/4, so it's opposite over adjacent, -3/4, and we have to find sine theta. So it's going to be, so sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse, so it's going to be -3/5. And cosine theta So give me a second, guys. Okay, so sine is negative, excuse me. Or I'm sorry, positive in quadrant 2. Cosine is negative and tan is negative. The reason why I know that is because cosine is x, tan is y over x. So if you do negative, or if you do y over negative x, so basically if you do negative y over negative x, this is the y-axis, this is the negative x-axis. So y over negative x, cosine is negative because cosine is x, so it's negative x. Sine is positive because it's the y term, right? Okay, so we know that c is equal to 5, right? And I mean, I think in reality it doesn't matter what you make it. I'm not sure though. I think it's positive because it's going up like this. I'm not sure. Oh, it's confusing. What you do have to know is that you have to look at basically this here. So basically sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So here the sine value, so let's see here. It gave us negative 3 over 4, right? And it's in quadrant 2, I believe. That's what it said. Sorry, guys, give me a second. I'm sorry, it was tan theta equals negative 3 over 4. So it gave us tan theta equals negative 3 over 4, and we found sine theta. Sine theta is negative 3 over 5. Now it's time to find cosine theta. So cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. So we're going to do 4 over 5 for cosine theta. So that means that sine of 2 theta equals 2 sine theta cosine theta. We're going to plug it in for sine theta and cosine theta. Remember SOHCAHTOA? SOHCAHTOA is... So that means that sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan theta is opposite over adjacent. Basically, in a right triangle, you have, let's see, so in a right triangle, you have an angle theta, opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. That's how I figured that out, okay? So now it's time to just put it in. So sine of 2 theta is 2, and we said sine theta was what? We said sine theta was negative 3/5, which is actually right here, right? And cosine theta we said was 4/5. So cosine theta is 4/5. So then we we simplify it. So we get 6 over 5 times 4 over 5. This is equal to 24 over 25. So this is what sine of 2 theta equals. So now what about cosine of 2 theta? So cosine of 2 theta, we can do it any way. Cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta, or we can do 1 minus 2 sine squared theta, or 2 cosine squared theta minus 1, excuse me. So basically for cosine of 2 theta, we can do it whatever way works. Cosine of 2 theta, let's actually do it as cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. This is for cosine of 2 theta, right? We can go ahead and do, so we said cosine of theta was 4/5. So again, I'm going to rewrite. So cosine of theta is and let me actually rewrite that. Cosine of theta is 4/5, and sine of theta is, I think it was -3/5, right? So we're going to plug those in. Remember that cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta, that's actually equal to cosine of theta all squared minus sine of theta all squared, right? So just plug in the numbers. So basically you're going to have 4/5 squared minus -3/5 squared. So then this becomes 16/25, and then minus 9/25. So then 16 minus 9, that's about 7. So cosine of 2 theta equals 7/25. So now what about tan of 2 theta? Tan of 2 theta is another one. So again, tan of 2 theta is 2 tan theta over 1 minus tan squared theta. So we have to find tan theta, right? Or actually, we are given tan theta. So tan of 2 theta equals 2 tan theta over 1 minus tan squared theta. This is equal to 2 times the quantity, and again, they gave us tan theta. It's -3/4. So we have 2 times -3/4 over 1 minus -3/4 squared, right? Because it's tan theta all squared. So this becomes -6/4 over, we're going to do 1 minus 9/16. So then this becomes, we can simplify the numerator, so that becomes, if we reduce it, -3/2 over, and it's going to be 16/16 minus 9/16. This becomes -3/2 divided by 7/16. We simplify a little bit more, so -3/2 times 16/7. So then, if you use a calculator, I mean, you can, if you have a calculator, you can use a calculator, if they let you. -3/2 divided by 7/16. So this is going to be -24/7. So really, the way that you would do it, 3 times 16 is 48. And this reduces to -24/7. So tan of 2 theta equals -24/7. Okay, guys. So that is how you do that problem. And, yeah, so this problem was from the textbook. Hopefully I did it right. I can never guarantee that I did it right because, like I said, we all make mistakes. I'm pretty sure I did it right, though. But, you know, there is no full guarantee. But with that being said, guys, I really hope this helped. I know my work was a little bit messy. I might make an extra video on this. So I might do another example, but in another video. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and or subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.